So today's question, I was out in the field and I got a question from a lady that's asked, why insurance? Why are you selling supplemental insurance? Now, this particular prospect has known that I'd owned my own painting company for 20 plus years and I wanted to do something different. And how come I got into insurance and specifically supplemental insurance? So it's kind of a long story for me, but a good short video. Watched my parents. Both of them were cancer. They experienced cancer. My mom has or had uterine cancer, and now has breast cancer. My dad was diagnosed with melanoma, and then consequently died 13 years after his diagnosis. So I've seen what happens as people go through these type of things, and I've seen a health emergency become a financial emergency. And I say that because, everybody assumes that your health insurance is going to pick up all the bills and you're going to get everything taken care of. And that just isn't the case. Even with your best health insurances, it's not the case. I could pick out any number of items that it's not going to cover and include. But the big things I can think of is, the travel. Towards the end of my dad's life, he was traveling out to John Wayne Cancer Institute in Santa Monica, California. So every 6 weeks he was taking a plane trip, and then sometimes he'd spend the night, and sometimes he would actually just fly in the morning and fly out in the evening. He's a physician, so he was part of a two-man practice, and they were the only two that were generating income. So they had nurses and techs and things like that on staff. So a lot of financial responsibility for him to produce. And the reality was, towards the end of his cancer treatment, he wasn't working that much at all. And so things like the supplemental programs that we're offering through Globe Life Family Heritage Division would have been great. Would have provided some additional income so he could have focused on just staying healthy and not focused on having to make money and going to work. So that's one reason. The second reason was the company I chose, Globe Life, had been around since the 1900s, 13 million plus policyholders. So it's huge. It's very stable. In fact, Warren Buffett owns, I think it's 6% of stock in the company. So it's a pretty significant share. If the Oracle of Omaha agrees with the insurance company, I think I can too. But the part that got me excited wasn't the life side of it, the life insurance side of it, but it was the supplemental side. And that's what comes in with Family Heritage. And so we focus on cancer, heart attack, and stroke, and then accidents and injuries. We also have an intensive care plan and then a hospital indemnity plan. And the reason I like the supplements is because it supplements your existing health insurance. It's in addition to. So if you have insurance, it's not going to conflict with it. It's going to be money that's paid directly to you. And if you don't have insurance, you could be using that money to help pay for some of these expenses that you might have from the direct side, excuse me. So those two reasons were pretty appealing. The second reason, third reason, I guess, would be that if you needed it, if you don't need it, all that money can be refunded to you. So if you need it, thousands of dollars could be paid to you, and if not, you get all that money refunded to you. Now, how refreshing is that from an insurance company? So that made sense to me, and that's the biggest reason I do what I do. I think that when I focus on cancer, the American Cancer Society says 3 out of 4 people are going to have to deal with cancer in their lifetime. If you're focusing on heart and stroke, you're going to be looking at the American Heart Association says that it's the leading cause of death in both men and women. And then with accidents and injuries, it's the leading cause of death for people aged 1 to 44. So it's happening a lot. These three things really impact a lot of people's lives. And to be able to offset some of those financial concerns is exactly what was appealing about it.